listen up. You had your instructions in the dressing room, you know what I expect, okay? Keep the fight clean. Obey my commands, and most importantly, gentlemen, protect yourself at all times, all right? Shake hands.
Well, the middleweight division gets top billing here tonight, and deservedly so. If you had to pick the two finalists in this tournament who are closest to factoring into the big picture in their division, it's these two, Pomerleau and Biggs. This is a division infused with new blood, but one still topped by fighters on the back nine of their careers like Arislandi Lara. Tonight, we determine the newest contender at 160.
I think it's very important here for Biggs not to allow Pomerleau into a rhythm. You've got a southpaw who's going to be quite tricky, and then once he gets into his rhythm, it's very hard to knock him out of it.
Over there.
Just a knockdown.
That will be scored a knockdown. Yeah, that double jab from Dylan Biggs. It looked like Pomerleau was trying to duck the jab, got on his touched a little bit, yeah, and went down.
It's showing he's been tactically the best, not technically, but tactically the best fighter.
Well said.
One of these two men, Dylan Biggs or Derek Pomerleau, looking to be the next Riyadh season breakout.
Pomerleau's a little bit more aggressive coming out the gate. Mouthpiece just got knocked out. I feel like he didn't let his hands go enough that second round, and probably the corner told him, listen, you got to let your hands go. I like that little step back Biggs takes. He's not too much of a head mover, and not too much, but that little step back could keep you out of distance.
I just heard a good reminder from Biggs' corner with his trainer, Justin O'Leary, that they're telling him, in other words, don't reach, but they're telling him, don't punch when you're too far away. That's what Pomerleau is obviously waiting for. See Pomerleau kind of pawing at the guard of Dylan Biggs. Again, to your point, Barry, trying to do anything to get him out of that structure.
But I think it's going to be hard.
Nice counter shot there from Pomerleau. Good right hook and the left hand right behind it, and it looks like Biggs might be busted open as well. We'll get a closer look in a moment. There's another left hand from Pomerleau. He might have found the answer here in the third.
Sharp from that side.
Biggs just missing with a big left hook there. 15 seconds remaining in round three. Right hand from Biggs, and Pomerleau might be in a little bit of trouble.
Take a step, take a step, take a step.
I was at Pomerleau's corner. They admitted that he's a little bit off today. He doesn't get into his rhythm. They're asking him to be more active, just stick to the 1-2. And then once he gets that settled, then he can use his power. But right now, they need more activity from his boxing.
Trying to simplify things for Pomerleau here.
Good advice.
Now see, but he does that with 3 straight punches.
Double left hook on the inside there from Biggs.
Hey. Don't grab his head, all right? No more of that.
The Irish amateurs do it so well. They throw 3 straight punches. They start. Katie Taylor does it. There you go. She boxes like an Irish amateur. They start with the backhand. They go boom, boom, straight punches. But they'll move they move forward with it, and then they end up on the outside of your front foot, so they're almost behind you.
Right.
They can spin.
Dimitri Bivol does that as well.
Yeah.
Keep it clean on the inside, lads. No elbows. Keep it clean on the inside. Keep your arms down.
Good inside work here from Biggs. Sneaky uppercut there again, popping the head back of Pomerleau, who fires back with a good left hand.
Pomerleau means business now. He said, I need to turn this fight around. Biggs is relentless as well.
Round 6 now underway. Derek Pomerleau comes out firing with that left hand. More and more, it feels imperative that Pomerleau start to take more risks. If the scorecards look the way that we suspect they will, should we get to the end of round 6.
Like we said the other round, you just plant your flag in the center. Let him walk off the shots and let him do all the work for you.
Trading body shots on the inside. Nice right hook there from Pomerleau. Getting a little frustrated here.
Not again, all right? Watch it.
Stern admonishment there.
Yeah, referee can't go for stuff like that.
Good uppercut there from Pomerleau.
He did the Mike Tyson. He hit to the ribs in his same hand right up top.
Watch your mates, boys. You can hear it. Watch your mates. Let's go, let's go.
60 to 53, one has admitted.
All right, so in hearing the scorecards, and we now have them in our hands, 59-54 on 3 scorecards for Dylan Biggs, 60 to 53 on the other, and 58-55. In other words, Pomerleau would need a parade of knockdowns or a knockout to win this fight, and he is gunning for one. Yeah, the spring in the legs of Pomerleau just doesn't seem to be the fluidity that we had seen in earlier fights doesn't seem to be here. And obviously, a lot of that has to do with Dylan Biggs. But again, his corner admitted to Claudia earlier tonight, hey, it's a bit of an off night for Pomerleau at the same time.
It is, but I think, you know, you got a guy, I think all the threatening with the southpaw jab and the way you move, people react, and I don't think Biggs reacts because he just always keeps those hands either head to the side, you know, and doesn't lose that structure.
Definitely don't want to take any credit away from Biggs. He's just fighting a great fight.
Fantastic fight. Double left hand on the inside there from Biggs.
30 seconds.
I think Biggs has been almost flawless.
Yeah, this is a fantastic night. Hard body shot there from Biggs. And it's Pomerleau who's hurt in the final round.
Take a step.
Deep breath from Pomerleau.
Got his hands down, trying to block those ribs.
As he watches his tournament dreams tick away. What a performance from the Beau Desert Storm.
All for the winner by unanimous decision. And now the Riyadh season WBC Boxing Grand Prix middleweight champion, Dylan Beau Desert Storm Biggs.